Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Assassin Gaming. I know it's been a while since I uploaded, so this is going to be a quick short video about Ascending Tide DLC and Update 33 coming. So, quick little rundown. Ascending Tide is the new DLC dropping March 14th on PC and Mac, and then it's coming to console the 29th of March in 2022. It brings 2 new dungeons, which is Coral Ariel and Shipwright's Regret. There will be 8 new item sets, new collectible furnishings and dyes, along with new achievements and titles. Along with the DLC, they're releasing Update 33, which comes to the base game. It is account-wide achievements, 6 new PvP item sets, new PvP outfit styles, new furnishing, deconstruction assistant, and multi-rider mounts, meaning your companion can ride with you or a friend can ride with you on the same mount. So that's the quick little rendition. Now I'm going to deep dive into all this using patch notes they released a while back. So if you want to stick around for that, you can. If not, you don't have to. So starting off with Ascending Tide, Coral is located in Somerset Isle, and you help Captain Kalen lead a rescue for a former crew member and recover what the Ascending Order stole. Shipwright Regret, located in Ruinspire, you help Captain Nazar perfect pounce using the secrets of the finest Tamriel shipbuilders. So Coral Area has 3 sets. There will be Maldo's Maelstrom, a light set that on overhealing yourself or a group member with a direct heal, you will apply Malgus Maelstrom to the target for 6 seconds that deals shock damage to enemies within 7 meters. This damage is based on 33% of the healed amount up to 3,300. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. You got Griffins Appraisal, a medium set. When you deal critical damage, you or an ally can activate Griffin's Repulse on the enemy for 8 seconds, causing a small griffin to fly by and deal bleed damage over 10 seconds to enemies within 5 meters. This synergy can be applied once every 20 seconds and scales off the higher of your weapon or spell damage. Third is Glacier Guidance. After successful blocking from an enemy within 8 meters, tether to them for 8 seconds. While tethered, you deal frost damage every second to enemies touching you, the tether, and causes them to have a 200% chance increased status effect chance. The tether breaks if the target moves more than 8 meters away, can be applied once every 12 seconds, and the damage scales off your max health. The monster set, the Kardar. I butchered that name. I'm butchering a lot of these names, I'm gonna be honest, guys. But the monster set for Coral, on dealing damage with a heavy attack, creates a whirlwind that slowly moves forward for 8 seconds, growing by 3 meters every 3 seconds. Enemies within the whirlwind takes shock damage and physical damage every second. Allies within the whirlwind reduces their magic and stamina cost by 10%. This effect can occur once every 20 seconds, and the damage scales off the higher of your weapon and spell damage. Now let's talk about Shipwright's Regret, new set. Storm Curse Revenge. When you deal shock damage, you have a 15% chance to deal shock damage to the enemy and up to 2 other enemies within 5 meters. This effect scales off the higher of your weapon or spell damage. Number 2 is Spriggans Vigor. When you deal critical damage, you gain a stack of wild growth for 5 seconds and restores 100 stamina, 10 stacks max. Each stack of wild growth increases your max stamina by 222. This effect can occur once every half second. Third is Turning Tide. After successfully blocking, you gain flowing water for 10 seconds, causing your next bash attack to deal magic damage to up to 6 enemies in a 10-meter line, and apply major utility for 10 seconds, increasing their damage taken by 10%. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds that scales off your max health. Now for the monster set name, Nazar. When you use an ultimate ability, the closest 6 enemies within 12 meters have all damage over time. Major debuffs and minor debuffs apply to them, expanded by 1 second per 25 ultimate spin. This effect will not apply to damage beams or damage tethers. This effect can only occur once every 20 seconds per target. We're talking about the dungeon new sets. Let's go over the 6 new item sets coming to PvP. Starting off, We'll go over the 5-piece sets found in the rewards of the Worthy box. You can obtain those in Cyrodiil and Battlegrounds. So first is Rallying Cry. While Battle Spirit is active, critical healing yourself or an ally causes you and up to 11 other group members within 12 meters to gain 300 weapon and spell damage and 1650 critical resistance for 20 seconds. Each group member affected reduces the weapon and spell damage by 15 and the critical resistance by 83. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds. The second set is Huesunder. When you deal damage with a heavy attack, you gain 1,236 offensive penetration for each enemy within 8 meters of your attack for 10 seconds. This effect can occur once every 7 seconds. And the third is Invading Aura. When you deal direct damage, you have a 10% chance to create an area under the target that you detonates after 1 second, applying Invading Aura for 10 seconds. Invading Aura lowers the health recovery, magic recovery, and stamina recovery of every enemy player hit, which will be by 129 per player hit. Now let's take a look at the sets found in the Imperial City. These are 2-item sets, so it's basically like a monster set. This, to my knowledge, it'll be a head and shoulder. But starting off at number 1 is Nun Tuck. When dealing frost damage, create an area under the target for 6 seconds that applies Chilling Bite every second. Chilling Bite deals frost damage and applies a stack of 25% snare for 4 seconds. At 4 stacks, the enemy is immobile and gains Major Brittle for 4 seconds, causing the target to take 20% increased critical damage. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds and scales off the higher of your weapon and spell damage. Number 2 is Lady Maldo. When you deal direct damage to a target within 12 meters, create an area that after 1 second quickly moves forward and then returns, dealing shock damage and applying minor evasion for 5 seconds, causing the target to deal 10% less critical damage. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds and scales off the higher of your weapon or spell damage. Third is Baron Thrisk. On dealing area direct damage, mark a target for 6 seconds. Every 2 seconds after, an explosive scamp is spawned nearby and detonates after 1 second, dealing magic damage to up to 6 enemies within 4 meters and applying minor timidity for 10 seconds, draining 1 ultimate every 1.5 seconds. Each explosive scamp spawn deals 100% increased damage. This effect can occur once every 25 seconds and scales off the higher of your weapon or spell damage. Now that's going to cover all the sets that are... Alright, that's going to cover everything, because this is just a video basically discussing the sets. That's really what you need to know, because everything else is just summed up in one word. Account-wide achievements, multi-mounts, decon assistance. But the one thing I haven't touched up on is the Undaunted progression, which will change this patch. You will now obtain Undaunted reputation for completing quests inside the dungeons. Those quests that you can pick up, they will now give you reputation progression towards your Undaunted skill line. You will also gain more reputation from completing Undaunted dailies, meaning this will make it for everyone creating a new character or new players that need to level up Undaunted. It'll make that so much easier. Now, I think everything's pretty much set in stone for now, since it's releasing so soon, which is March 14th. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of these sets get tweaked and worked throughout the first 2 weeks before they come to console. That covers up everything I want to talk about. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.